People, deluded. Now it's something of nothing really and truly, but you lot know me. I like our young players, both that have left the club on a permanent basis and at the club. I like to track progress. I'm seeing Daniel Marlon. I think next season, I said it this year, but I think next season he'll get his Dutch cap. Rene Adelaide, second half of the season for Ange, done doing his thing, has been called up to the under-21s for France. Josh De Silva at Brentford is making progress. All over Crowley is finding his feet in Holland, for example. All over, our former Arsenal lads are doing well in it. One guy I thought could make it at this club is Joao Virginia. Now, it is difficult. He's got a younger brother here. It is difficult for any young player, much less a goalkeeper and a striker, in my opinion, at a top six club. Much less a goalkeeper, because patience is overstated, but it's underrated. We know keepers, you have a bit more luxury with them. Done his thing at the under-19s championship, left for Everton, where it appeared the pathway was clearer, playing under his fellow countrymen in Marco Silva and things like that. On the face of it, you can't really complain because he's travelled with the squad at various occasions in the Premier League. Obviously, it's only 23s football, but he's joined a competitive environment and they won the under-23s league at that level, Everton. But you'd also have to wonder, they've got Pickford. Now, Pickford probably will be, with the way football works, and he's England's number one. If he keeps developing and stuff, you'd think he moves to a higher ranked club than Everton or whatnot, or they know one day they're going to sell him for a profit somewhere. When he goes, if he goes, then you'd think the number one's going to be there. But is he going to move anytime soon? I don't know if United would want him, if De Gea left, who knows? You see what I'm saying? So he's there for a significant time. They've just signed Lawsall from Huddersfield, the goalkeeper. And I don't know if he'll be released, but they've got Stecklenbergs on the books. So that's 3 keepers, and they might even have more. But that's 3 keepers blocking his pathway. Now, he's currently at the under-20s World Cup and played quite well when I watched Portugal. Not that they were troubled in their game, but does he think, what if I stayed at Arsenal? Now, that's not to say Arsenal is perfect, people, because if you look at us, yes, Cech is leaving, but you've got Leno as number 1. Martinez wants to come back and stuff, but it's up to him to have an honest conversation. So on paper, it's obviously Leno, Martinez. Who else have you got? You've got Matt Macy to come back, and I might even be forgetting another keeper. So it is equal pathway, but I always wonder, like, what have you? Did these young players think about? Maybe I didn't make the right move. If he wanted to move at the time, then he should have no regrets. But you lot know me; I like to see people's trajectory and stuff. And you look at him. Chris Willock, I think Chris Willock went to Benfica, and obviously he's not made his debut, but he's had a decent period there and a good experience away from football with his as a man, leaving to live in another country at a young age. But if you look at it, I think his pathway would have still been blocked, and he clearly he thought the same. But if he stayed, what might have happened for him? It hasn't quite worked out to a degree at Benfica, which most people that are not checking week in, week out for his progress would say. Benacer, obviously, as well, to my example at the beginning, has got a higher ranking at Empoli, and I think Empoli have been relegated, forgive me if I'm wrong, so he'll probably move. Hopefully it's back to Arsenal. So I do think, did Joao make the right, does he believe he made the right move leaving Everton, people? Who knows? I'd also like to speak about as well, man, I've also clocked that because Reece Nelson will probably be playing at the Reece Nelson will be playing at the under-21s championship. A couple other players might be elsewhere. The bulk of our players will be available in pre-season, but surely that presents a chance to Amici and Saka to play even more under Unai Emery in pre-season, and possibly even John Jules as well. Be in his thinking, be under his eye sort of thing, because you've got Emil, looks to be going on loan somewhere at some point this season. I actually wanted to stay, but Saka and Amici, you'd think if Nelson isn't involved in the first few weeks in pre-season, then there's the opportunity for them lot to impress. I'm not too sure how the schedule works, but Martinelli's been invited to train pre-Copa America with the Brazil squad. Now, Martinelli will be involved from the first minute of pre-season when his signing is confirmed, as you'd expect. But if he's not, then there's the opportunity for both of them to impress, because I believe both of them, they're at that level now where they will be playing 23 football next year. If it's up to me, they feature a bit more prominently in our side. They get a 20 minutes here, a 20 there, start a couple cup competitions and stuff like that. And if they improve and show their worth, they do their thing, because I believe both should unofficially be part of the first team of sorts. Give them opportunities and whatnot. They're clearly not of the level where we can rely on them and start week in, week out, but give them a chance. You never know what could possibly happen. Do you get what I'm saying, people? I also wanted to offer some thoughts on Emil Smith-Rowe. Now, I thought he would stay at Leipzig, probably a reason as to why he wasn't playing. We know he had the injury, and I think going to Leipzig was a good option. He's learnt a lot. The only problem is because of injuries, he couldn't play as much. But if we look at it, I was saying it was a success because it looked like it was going to be an adjusting period and he's going to stay there next season. But following reports going to Bournemouth allegedly, and apparently Leipzig still want to make him permanent and Arsenal don't, so we're going to recall him. Was that loan spell a success then? Because he's bound to have learnt a lot off the field, and if you look at his videos with Reece Nelson on Arsenal.com, he's learnt a lot, and he's stuff that will take him. And obviously, sometimes it's good to get out of a club like Arsenal in general, where we play a certain way, and he's come up through the academy, so he's been ingrained to play a certain way. Gone to Germany, learning different things, seeing things differently from a different perspective. So them things there have improved him. But he barely played, so is it really a success? I think Nelson's was a success, but some people won't. Do you see what I'm saying? And you probably look at Bielik, he's probably had the most promising loan spell, to be fair, out of everyone, to a degree. He wasn't in the top league, but you get the point. So I do wonder, man. You do have to wonder. Would like Emil to be involved next season. Obviously, he can play as a 10, he can be moulded into an 8. I think there's games for him to be had, but you've got Emil, you've got Nelson, you've got Saka, you've got Miti, you've got Willock, you've got Nketiah, you've got Mavropanos, you've got Bielik. That's about eight or so names, people. Before he took Martinelli, 9. It's not feasible to think all of these young players at the stage they're at, where they're developing at different rates, is all going to be able to feature under Unai Emery consistently next season. It's not feasible. He could throw them all in, but would fans be patient? Only they know, people. So it's not necessarily feasible. But on that note, I'm going to keep it pushing, people. I don't feel there's anything else to add. People, deluded. I'm out.